Hello. Welcome back to another live trading session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable day. Starting another trading day and trading week. And this is today's Thursday, 5th of February 2026, and coming up later in few hours, Friday. So we are looking at some possible entry in this session here, and if we look at in few hours coming, so you see that there was in just a matter of 10 minutes coming 3 high impact news on British pound, BOE monetary policy report, monetary policy summary, MPC official bank rate and official bank rate. Also there will be in an hour there will be some tentative news, followed by 2 high impact news on euro, so which is the monetary policy statement as well as the main refinancing rate. With those news here coming later, tomorrow also we'll see ADP non-farm employment change, followed by also today in 2 hours time unemployment claims on dollar index. So full packed with quite a few high impact news, and with those news here that we are looking at gold, and also we'll be looking at euro dollar and British pound. British pound, US dollar, we just have secured a position in few hours ago, and looking at this market again to trend in this session. Now at the moment we are looking at here on gold, as also if you look at GBP news coming in few hours, that could bring that market further downside here. So if you look at daily, we can see there is a break after the previous daily bearish engulfer on British pound US dollar. The market has dropped back below here. Now if we look at dollar yen and dollar index, we can see some bullish bias here, which bringing that market eventually to trend again. So now looking at first of all gold, we will be looking at the multiple time frame analysis to see how the market is creating the structure along the way. So if you look at, this is XAUUSD, looking at first of all the monthly chart to see that overall picture in this market. So with this monthly price action, we will be looking at the multiple time frame, and then we will be dropping down to the lower time frame for further interaction in that. So if you look at the monthly, we can see that from the monthly perspective of this support level here, there is an initial bounce here in that market on the monthly on gold, and this is also, we have seen that with this monthly support, as the market shown that initial bounce from the monthly, the prices tested the high and then returned back again below. If we look at the weekly price action here, now slowly we are dropping down to the weekly. The price tested the high, tested the low. It's just at where it has started from the weekly. Now I'm dropping down to the quickly daily to see the imbalance in this market. So this is where, if you look at this market here, there's an imbalance along the way, and with this imbalance, with a long daily doji here, if you look at, guys, this is a big long daily doji followed by a big bear candle here in that area, and with this long daily bear candle, if you look at after this doji, the market is showing that it could further potentially down here at this support, which is a high probability to happen on XAUUSD. If you look at the intraday or the 4-hour chart here, that you can see the market here in that lower time frame form a head and shoulder at this point that you can see. And with this head and shoulder formation, the price action with this head and shoulder showing that there might be a move back here in that market. So at this point you can see the price in a narrow pullback, right? So you can see it's a narrow consolidation, a big red candle followed by a narrow green candle, so it's on a narrow consolidation. If you look, this is a triangular narrow price action, which if you look at with this triangular pattern, the market may break below here to this support level. And this is a, on the lower time frame, we can see that there is a purely sideways market, guys. We are going towards the GBP news, and that also will have some impact on gold here, right? So you could see some significant impact on gold with this upcoming news. And by the way, I hope that the stream is on. I see some you guys can see that. Can you hear me? Also, do you mind giving a thumbs up to see that most it's being heard? If you're enjoying, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content. I'm waiting to smash the like button here. Awesome, thank you. Now, you're looking at here on gold. This is, if you look at, this is a narrow range, and series of lower high and series of higher low that you can see. It's a triangular pattern here in that area, that if you look at, and with this triangular pattern, the market is maintaining that series of higher low, series of lower high and series of higher low, which is in this triangular pattern, the market may break below here. That we could see here in that area. But before it breaks below, what do you want to see the market to eventually break above, so that you can see the price has broken off the trend line and then trending back below to the support level. So this is what we can see in this area, that there is a trend line that we can spot here. And with this trend line, the market may break below here. Okay, so with that break of this trend line, what we are expecting the market to grab significant amount of liquidity and then to drop down here to this support level. Okay, so as we see that the market is here maintaining that series of higher low, expecting the price to retest and then so this if you look at the 1 hour price action here, Okay, from the 1 hour market structure, this is a resistance line here, series of higher low. What we are looking at here, the market to cross this trend line, and that's where you will be able to find with break of this trend line, you'll be able to see that there is a break of trend line and the market to eventually reverse again back below in that market. So now this is the recent level of resistance line here. And with this resistance that you can see, the price is slowly approaching back above here. And with that approach to that resistance line, we may see the market to fill that zone and then to come back to that support again, because the longer term trend, if you look at on the higher time frame, longer term trend that you can see, it is a bear market right now at the moment. I mean, if you look at the daily, the 10 and 20 MA still above, but we see there is a break of structure. So at the moment, we'll be considering it as a downtrend as of the lower time frame price action that you can see here in that market. So this is the plan for XAUUSD. For any break above can give us potential selling entry in this market on gold. Let's begin another trading day, and we see some we might see some move on British pound. After break of this low, it's now moving again back for another pullback on GBP/USD. So if you look at the dollar yen, it's coming for a pullback as well. Looking at dollar index, showing there is a bullish trend here in that area, and euro dollar and British pound US dollar, both of them that you can see after this break below, it's on a pullback. So looking at this level on gold, series of lower high, and therefore looking at a rejection below here on the lower time frame for sell entry in this market. Welcome. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. Let's begin another big trading day. We had our previous daily move that you can see. Welcome. Where are you from? I'm from Australia. Good day. Here is what you can see. The market is trying to break the high here and forming a triangular pattern. And with this triangular pattern, the price is slowly moving back here above in that area. Now, are you going to go for a long entry? Let's understand that. Good evening. Are you going to go for a long entry here? If we look at that long entry, this is where a series of lower high, series of higher low. We can see the market is in a zone where it's on a narrow range, and breaking out can give a potential because it's already in a downtrend. Therefore, breaking above can give potential for downside here in that market. Now we'll be waiting for the initial bounce and then for sell, for potentially for the market to come down further back below. Welcome. And I'm looking for an entry on gold, and also you're looking at, let's understand the fundamental here. What's the news? Revision says you were wrong and you said it could be inflationary. Okay, some high impact. Okay, looking at calendar again, going back to this here. Now we'll see that another some tentative. So Bailey will speak, and that could create a volatility around British pound US dollar and XAUUSD. Along with, if we look at later today, so some data coming on monetary policy statement on euro, and also main refinancing rate, followed by we'll see that unemployment claim. Now this, starting with this news, we could see that most of the instrument might get pretty moving here. Now with unemployment claim, so let's understand also from the data perspective how it may work. So the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for first time during the past week. Actually, less than forecast is good for currency. How does that work? So let's understand that actual less than forecast, good for currency. And because there will be data coming, and we can look at what we can expect in the market now at the moment. So also interpreting data will give you some short term why the market moving is the way it is moving. And also this is a crucial part of becoming a trader, to understand that the market movement happen not only technical but also fundamental, and also not only the fundamental but also geopolitical, and also the timing, which is another significantly important part of trading, right? It's good. Good evening. It's good doing correction for gold. Continuation on daily. At the moment, the things got little bit of mixed up, guys. Let me explain to you. So there is a fundamental factors here playing also, in addition to technical. Okay. Now I discussed before also that market moved by few factors. Let's understand that. Let me tell you guys what it is. Market moved by, let's say, technical. Okay, we can look at the technical is a trend in the market. Also market moved by fundamental, right? So fundamental means that interest rate decision and basically the data driven information also significantly important for the market movement. There's another factor that doesn't follow any market structure or fundamental, that is GP, right? So that is the geopolitical factors, and that is very uncertain. So now if you look at XAUUSD, technically it's bullish. Fundamentally, so far, it's still bullish. But there is still a chance for to be bearish as well. This is the greatest part of becoming a trader, because the market is trading based on what already happened. What is going to happen will be also significantly influencing the market. So those factors are important to consider when we are looking at the market. So there is some shift in the market sentiment that you can see recently, and that, for me, what I say, that there is potential for some downside potential. That means we'll see that, let the data come up and how they're playing out, and that could create new buying. Okay, and then the market might just kicked out of this key support level. But at the moment, if you look at, this is the 4-hour price action, right? Now in that 4-hour price action, starting off this, so far it was significantly bullish. But in these few sessions, guys, the price action will tell you significant story. There is always an information inside each candle, right? Now if you look at here, look at those in this zone, there is something change happen. See those red candles. This session, during those period, the buyers were in control. The sellers were in control in that market, in this zone. And this is a strong selling pullback, we can see there is another selling. Now this structure from the technical, that where you can see there has been selling happen in that area, and that might highly likely that now the price either move in a sideways or could come down for another retest. And in that case, there is a higher chance for at least to come back here from a double bottom, or potentially to trend further downside or moving in a sideways. But it is less likely at the moment, not impossible. I'm not saying that it's impossible. The market can do anything. As I mentioned, something happened and suddenly everything changes. Okay, so there is always a room for change, room for things to go the other way. But here at the moment, it may create a downtrend in that area on the lower time frame. Therefore, as soon as we will find a technical confirmation, we will be looking for our plan here to sell in this market at the moment on the lower time frame. Okay, looking at here, this is a current level of trend line. So we see some downside movement, and coming up also the euro news. All of them will have some kind of influence on gold. As how does that also, let's understand it. Okay, with the weakness on euro or strength on euro or British pound, how will that also influence XAUUSD, right? There will have some influence of any currency pair in the market, because they all have kind of this way and that way. Because there is, so once one currency get weaker, it actually strengthens the other one. So this is how the market, you'll see that operate most of the time. All right, so now, by the way, is gold doing correction for a continuation on daily? What do you think that this market structure on gold on the daily? It doesn't look to me very strongly bullish at the moment, okay, from the technical perspective. The gold price also moved by many factors, right? Not only technical, but also other factors. Okay, so with the coming up the 1 hour price action closing, the market slowly breaking that low here, this price action. Now at the moment we will be looking for entry once the market shows confirmation here for us to be able to find proper entry confirmation. Now in the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Now here is the long wick from a head and shoulder, and with this head and shoulder the market may eventually break that low here to create a new lower low in this market. So with this, if you look at it, this is a breakup structure here, and with this breakup structure, the market has crossed that high, and then we can see the price slowly breaking that low. That could bring that market back below here to this support level, and we might see the market eventually coming back here, and that might be an important support level that you could see the price to break that low and to create a new lower low in this market. And this is what we're looking at here in this market to show us an entry of this level with a long wick doji, expecting the market to break that low and then to create a new lower low in this market. Okay, we can see some rejection of this level and expecting the market to eventually trend back down here to create a new lower low in this market. We'll be waiting for the price to pull back and then to eventually come down further. Okay, so it is after forming a narrow doji, it's pushing that back above, and we will be looking at this market to cross this high and then to give us that entry in that market. And as soon as we find suitable entry, we will be looking at the confirmation here in that area. getting that upside here, and we can see from this support level here the price is slowly breaking that. That if you look at, this is a key level of support, and of that support what you are looking at, if you look at it here, the market is gaining momentum, and this is what I was looking at. As there is a 1 hour candle close coming, we'll be looking for entry as soon as this is the 5 minutes candlestick pattern. You can see cross that high. It's trying to fill that long wick. I'm preparing for an entry for short term here for this possible move back below with the candle close. With proper risk management is the key. So I am looking for sell of this 5 minutes candlestick pattern. It's a very tight stop loss, guys. So risk management is absolutely important. If you're not doing the risk management, then definitely do not enter here. So what we are looking at with this candle close, for the market to eventually break that low, they're expecting it to trend down, and I'm placing a sell here with stop loss at 4879.97, and TP target setting at 4858.36. Okay, so I place a sell here in that area and expecting the market to eventually break that low, depending on how the market is doing. In the meantime, traders, make sure you join the Telegram. You can find link below for more updated education as well as analysis. So I placed the sell here in that area for this potential downside and expecting the market to come back down with the candle close. We have 2 minutes for the candle close. We might be closing this trade very fast with some move that you want to take a short-term move here, because with the candle close, the market might get a jump off this level, or we could see the breaking below. But at the moment, this is the 5 minutes price action. They're expecting it to break below here, and if the market breaks below, we are looking at catching some quick move and then closing out of the trade as soon as possible. Awesome. Thank you very much for joining here, and I'll see you again, guys, every single day that I'm trading live. So don't miss out. Today we will be trading till the end of this first session, and I'm looking at some initial move, and also we'll be looking at further move later today. So don't miss out any part of this session, because not only trading here, but also we will be discussing about developing healthy trading psychology, how you can enhance your trading by developing a trading psychology that can help you to become a better trader. So looking at here, after this move, it's having some pullback. All right, so getting rejection. This is what we're looking at, potential rejection back below. All right, so this is what you can see, the market is showing up that move where awesome, that's drop, and I'm out with the trade, guys. I'm out with the trade. I'm out with the trade. with a running profit. It might be, it was a very fast move. I've been able to take some move. I'm not sure what happened with you guys. I have a smaller profit, but because there is a bounce, therefore I'm looking at here in that market to see how the market is doing, and I'm out with the trade. All right, so boom, that's a little bit of, because this is for the euro. Let's look at the euro. Let's look at how the market has done with the data. If you look at, this is the calendar here. All right, so here is the calendar. If you look at euro, main refinancing rate, monetary policy statement. Okay, so this is coming up later, and now we see that speech, and that is making these things volatile. Bearish move as we discussed on gold, and we see that GBP/USD big break below, right? That's a massive drop. How does that impact it on DXY? Is pushing back to the upside, right? We can see that here, and British pound US dollar, that we can see. All right, so here is the GBP/USD massive break below. We had earlier one trade here on GBP/USD. What is making it so volatile? Let's look at the news here, and is there any news? UK monetary policy report, February 2026. At this meeting ending 4th February 2026, the Monetary Policy Committee voted by majority 4-5 to maintain bank rate at 3.75%. 4 members voted to reduce rate by 0.25%. 3%, although so how does that the monetary policy, so official bank rate remain steady on British pound US dollar, and now with this speech there might be some surprise coming. Now, do you know guys what makes now GBP to fall here? Let's look at what's happening with that. You see that has also influenced the dollar index. This is how the market does. If you look at one currency influence the other one. So you see the euro also, gold is showing to be here and also influencing in that area. So GBP has got significant downside, GBP JPY as well. So if you look at that, might be coming some indication about the future monetary policy, that is official bank rate. Anyone looking at the news? What makes GBP so spike strongly? It's a significant spike. Have you got any idea? Gold is going to fall on low possible. It's possible to be bearish. So what caused GBP to spike down? Have you got an idea? Share your opinion. What do you think? Should you sell GBP now? We had sold in our previous session. We took the profit on that. Now this is the lower time frame here. You can see the market. I'm bullish on gold, honestly. We are bullish on gold. Look, I wouldn't be at the moment. If you look at gold is now 5 minutes back to back to bearish engulfer, right? So it's a selling market at the moment. It's a falling market. I wouldn't be, because there has been multiple false breakout here, right? So because if you look at the GBP USD, also showing bearish, and we saw some change in dollar index. Dollar index have shown now bullish bias after this head and shoulder. It broken back to the upside. There is a change in shift in the market sentiment. So that has, if you look at the GBP, is showing up more bearish, and we might see the same kind of pattern on euro because they more often follow each other. So if GBP is getting bearish here, that means it's gonna create a bullish bias on DXY, and also might create a bearish bias on gold because they're more often move in the similar direction here. If you look at, so gold is, if you look at 5 minutes bearish and gold far back to back two bearish candle, it's now breaking that trend line here. We'll be looking for further entry as soon as we get that entry opportunity here. Patience is key, guys. Patience is key. I got few peep. All right. It's a very nothing, but we will be looking at again. Have you got anything with the trade that you have opened? Okay, here is, if you look at the market has crossed this high, grab the liquidity. Also it's showing that bearish price action here in that area. So it's breaking that low here, and patience is key. Patience is key. I'm preparing for further entry as soon as it appears. Thank you very much. You close my sale. That's fine. That's fine. We will be re-entering as soon as we see some move here in that area. Yep, that's what you can see. Okay, so you see bearish price action in that area, and it's showing to be downside here, and we might see the market to continue to trend back down here, back below, to create a new lower low, and there is a higher chance for the market to potentially come down back below to the support level. And I'm looking for an entry as the market is in a no man's land. This is a what I would say that it's a void here. So this is a imbalance in the market, right? So the market, you know, if you look at this universe, also same, constantly strive for balance, right? The market also constantly strive for balance. So the market, that's why, move from imbalance to the imbalance. If you look at that, if the price goes too far from its mean value, it's gonna return to the mean. That means that on average, which is the middle point, the balancing point, right? This is what the market does. So if you look at that, this is an imbalance, right? Of this, we saw the prices move back to the upside. Now it's trying to fill that imbalance, coming back below to that support level again. That's a very good trade. Yeah, it was. But I took a very smaller profit. Anyway, it dropped back below. Exactly. So we'll be re-entering again. I guess you guys have got better, but I got a very small one. When the market just jumped, got a... Okay, so here is this one here. Okay, you can see the market slowly breaking below. That could bring that market further downside here to this support level. With this break below here, that we could see the market to eventually fill that zone, that we might see the price to come back below to create a new lower low here. All right, so you can see here, maintaining that series of lower high could bring that market further back below. If you go to 1 hour time frame, you see an order block with FBG and BOS. 1 hour time frame, FBG and BOS. You mean here? Now look, with this 1 hour time frame, if you look at the market trend is absolutely bearish, and this is an order block, and we can spot this order block on other time frame as well. If you look at 15 minutes and the lower time frame here. So therefore, because this market, you see the candle closed with a full body red, and because this is now showing the candle closed with a full body red, right? Let's delete these levels here and to see that what's happening. You see that this is a full body red, okay, full body candle close, which is significantly bearish, right? And there is imbalance here. The higher chance that this candlestick pattern that has closed now could respect that and may drop down further. Therefore, if we look at the lower time frame, that's where we will be looking at this market here. All right, so this is where they're expecting the market to respect that level and then to return again back below here in that market. So with this long bearish engulfer, it has created a downtrend here, and we can look for possible entry shortly. I'm preparing for a possible entry here to see that if the market has managed to break 4845, creating a new higher high or tested that level, we'll be looking for entry. All right, so getting prepared for an entry as soon as it shows up. Cool. Showing up to be bearish here in that area, and you can see the market is maintaining that downtrend, and we could see the price to continue to trend back below here to the support level. Downward pressure that you can see the market may eventually could feel that low here and breaking below to create a new lower low. We're getting some pullback, and So you can see the price slowly showing a pattern in that area, and that could take that market potentially back above. So we are looking at in that area for the price to give us a possible entry. So it's a full a breakup structure that you can see in this market, and with this entirely a break below here in that market. If you look at, because the market has entirely broken back below, we may see that this market to if you look at support could give us an entry here in that market to retest and then to reject back again to the downside here in that area. If you want to see that, first of all, breaking any of the swing high for us to be able to find again entry. Welcome. Just close my sell. Okay, that's gonna be a big one. Look for my M15. That's very good trade. Thank you. Thanks. If you go to the 1 hour time frame, you see a order block with FBG and BUS. Yes. How do you know there is a support level? Okay, that's a very very good question. How do you know that there is a support level? Okay, anyone here to answer this? Then we will be discussing. It's a creative question. That's because support and resistance, supply and demand are crucial, right? If you look at, how do you know there is supply and demand or the support? I don't know. Okay, that's a good question. Honest. Okay, so supply and demand, that means support and resistance, is, if you look at the past, okay, because in the future no one knows that what's gonna happen next, right? But we can understand it from the pattern, past pattern. What happened? How did the buyers or sellers reacted or acted in the level, in that specific zone, the supply? Now, everyone understand it, right? Even a beginner will understand it. Even who have never gone to school also understand. But the real secret is not there. The real secret is the support is not where there is a support, right? Keep in mind that. The support is not where there is a support. Then how do you know where is the support? Okay, it's maintaining that downtrend here. It's maintaining, and we will be looking for entry as soon as. In the meantime, let's look at here DXY. You can see some bullish bias with on dollar yen, British pound US dollar. It's breaking below here. Okay, so gold now in a pullback again. How many times does price need to come back to level to call it support level? So this is what we're discussing, that when you see the support is not there, support is where there is a false breakout. What do I mean by this? Let's understand this from this concept here. If you guys look at, let's say you saw that the market has tested that level, gone back up and created like that. Okay, now the price is here. Now most trader will consider this one as a support. That means demand area, right? Most traders will consider it as a demand area, because in the past twice the market has come there, gone up, and again the price dropped there, gone up. That means this is a level where the buyers are interested to buy off that level, but this will be demand area as long as it creates false breakout. That's where you will consider it as demand. Otherwise it can easily come back down, and without any reacting to that level, the market may continue to trend back here. So that means it didn't consider it as a demand area. But if you see the market has come back down, created a false breakout, and then reversing off that level after the false breakout, then this is now a demand area. So that's how you can understand a support is a support. Now there are rules also for understanding the false breakout. How do you understand the false breakout? We'll be discussing that shortly. Now in the meantime, we can see there is a rejection of this lower time frame level here. Okay, so here this is a false breakout candle that you can see on the 5 minutes. Now this might create an upside bias here, but the range is quite narrow in that area. So looking to see that where it is heading. In the meantime, so price needs to make a false breakout and then move back to demand zone, or does price also show so firstly, understanding false breakout is important, because if you look at that certain level in the past, the market respected, that means the buyers came out and the market has gone up, either crossing that or from that level. Now later when the market is first of all approaching that key support level, there are kind of symptoms the price will follow along to approach that level. The first symptom is that if you see the market is slowly trending to that level, the higher chance that this market will penetrate through. This is one symptom that it's not a potential, not a false breakout. But if you see that that level is hit by larger ATR candle, okay, consider it, let's say 2 ATR, and then penetrated below, rejected back above again, okay. So the big long candle has come and then either candle close above or shown significant rejection of this level with this big ATR, either one candle or multiple candles, and that is a higher chance that this is a false breakout, and that's now a support, that's now a demand area for the buyers to go ahead. Okay, simplest term. Now usually there is a, if you look at in the chart, you'll see that the false breakout has a form of way that it happens. Look at this one here. This is an uptrend and suddenly one single move, straight drop well below here. This is a false break and the market gone back again to the upside. And look at this one here that we open position upside here. So this is the previous swing high here, the trend, okay, resistance, and how the market reacted. One single move, a big long wick followed by candle close with this long wick, the market is straight drop. This is false breakout. So finding out in a trending market a key level, or doesn't have to be a very key level, it can be a trend continuation. That means if you look at a market, you'll see that the market is trending, creating series of higher high and higher low in an uptrend, and each of these swing low is a key level, is a support level that you can wait for a false breakout. Well done, well done. No problem. There is a lot to learn here, guys. This is this is knowledge, right? You can implement in anything. Either you're trading cryptocurrency, anyone trading BTC/USD currently in a downtrend. Anyone trade BTC/USD? We see that there is Bitcoin is currently in a downtrend, either short term or long term. What's your thought on Bitcoin? Share your opinion here. So if you look at the weekly and the monthly, you can see the monthly bearish engulfer, and BTC/USD has formed that downside, and the market had an imbalance here. So you can see the same thing happen in any instrument on BTC/USD or okay. And if you look at on currency pairs, if you go to the GBP, JPY, dollar, yen, everywhere. Now welcome. Okay, so we see that there is a bounce back here, and let's delete those levels here. I'm looking at again another so much. I'm learning a lot. Yeah, that's where our main goal is, to focus on learning. Okay, because once you learn trading, it becomes much easier, right? If you look at our preview, this is just before I come on live in London session. I have shared this trade, guys, with all of you on the premium group. Now I'm going to quickly going through that trade. It's on British pound US dollar. And if you look at that on British pound US dollar, this is lower time frame, and the market was, if you look at here, trending, and that's a downtrend that if you look at, right, so which is, you can see this is a downtrend, and support, resistance, and in the downtrend the market has dropped below, followed by, if you look at here, this is what I was talking about, the false breakout, and that's the entry basis of this trade. This is a premium trade, just sent during the London session. Now look at this one here. This is where the false breakout, and one single move back above, cross that resistance, grab the liquidity, candle close back below, and the market dropped down here. And with that false breakout, the market entirely rejected back below, and that's where you have entered, because this is our edge. Okay, edge is, it's kind of badge for you, okay, as a trader. So always keep an edge, because when you have an edge, it's a big, like, it's the difference between trading and anything else, having an edge. And trend, and then key level, and then support and resistance will give you always an edge in the market. And that edge is what you can use for regular trade entry. Now, with this trade on British pound US dollar, the market has made its move back below, and you can see with this drop down, the price is maintaining its downtrend at the moment. And when you have an edge, for example, trend in your favor, and then with the trend also you have the price action, that means that false breakout that happened. So two edge you have. One is the trend is down, and the other is it created a false breakout. So chances for the market to drop well below here is very, very higher. All right, key here that way. Now going back to gold again, we can see the market has created initial long wick here with a pretty long wick candlestick pattern. And okay, so here is now 1 minute bearish engulfer from a head and shoulder. Don't you think it's gonna break below now? 30 minutes. $15 minutes. I think so. Don't you think the market is going to break that support? I don't think so. Anyone don't think so? It has to go in one direction, right? Either go up or down. I don't think so. It's still a change of trend. If you look at the 4 hour here, bearish engulfer followed by long wick, and 1 hour here. It's too early for the trend change. How does the DXY? Some movement on DXY as we are progressing towards another important news. So unemployment claims. Now unemployment claim will have a really significant move in the market. If you look at that, the previous data that you can see on dollar. So on 30th of January last week, unemployment claims was higher than expected. Okay, 209k. So unemployment claims was higher, and then if you look at the yesterday's data, unemployment rate is 5.4%. Now so with the ADP non-farm employment change that came out yesterday, where's that? So ADP non-farm employment change here 22k, followed by coming later unemployment claim. So now the data is significant to see that overall market direction. How the market is showing up with the upcoming data is important to see, in fact, the overall movement in the market. We have 10 minutes for the data to come up. Yes, bullish on lower time frame. Sir, what is your... So I trade on real fund. Okay. If you look at, I'm starting a pool here for the upcoming unemployment change. If you look at unemployment claims, pool really works well. So buys on unemployment claims. So with the unemployment claims, do you think that gold is going to be bullish or bearish? I have shared a pool that's, we saw that most of the time the pool results reflect on it. So we're gonna be really Okay, here is the, if you look at series of lower high maintaining the downtrend, you could see the market to eventually break that low, and we might see the market to drop down here back below to the support level. Let's wait to see where the market is showing up its momentum. And with this initial move, the market is maintaining now. This is, I wouldn't consider it as a very stronger bull market. Instead, as with the data coming, there might be a spike here, and that might create a significant move at the moment. This is what I'm waiting. Once we see the market has created that momentum, we could see the price to eventually drop that down back below here. Okay, so here the market slowly created series of lower high here, and you could see the market to break that low in that direction. They're expecting the market to come back. So now if you look at here, it created significant in that area, that imbalance here in this area. And okay, with a significantly lower bearish move here, they're looking for the market to retest and then to return again back below in that area. And looking for an entry in that area, that to see that where the market is heading. If you look at breaking that support, and okay, we can see that there is a rejection of this level here, and could eventually drop back below here to the support level, and that might bring that market back below to this support, that looking for possible entry back down in that zone. So the market structure, we see that this is a now head and shoulder, and that is bringing that price back below to the support level, potentially to fill that zone to the imbalance. With a significantly lower price action here, the market may come down further back below in that area. So you can see the price action showing to be, if you look at with a circular pattern, it's slowly breaking that structure back below. Now downward pressure, the XY is on a, how does the data come out? What's happening? It's not there's no update, maybe due to delay. There's not. Do you know why there is? I think it's because of the shutdown. Maybe it's getting delayed. So there is no. Is there news for that? So disinfection in Bank of England's, this says disinfection is on track ahead of schedule expected in November. So you see that the data has not come out, is potentially because of the shutdown, might delay, but the market may react to that here because there is a schedule. Now we see that there is the market trend is showing to be here, that you can see bearish in that area, and with that bearish trend, if you look at the price action is also maintaining that structure here, and therefore looking at with this one here, candle close back below, the chances for the market to fill that level 4811 is higher, so we'll be looking for short-term entry here. As soon as you find that, are you ready for an entry again? We had our previous trade earlier, which has a few pip gain. Some of you probably hold that trade, got good one, but here now, and it's got significantly lowered here, and now slowly breaking that high, and this is the 5 minutes price action. Okay, once we see the market has made its move back above here, we can look for potential sell of this key level, and the market is showing up here from that level as it's slowly breaking below that, expecting the market to trend down back below here to create a new lower low. Lower time frame, the market trying to show that up for crossing that high. It might try to retest this neckline of this head and shoulder, and that is where you might see the market to come down again. The key here is to remain patient. That's where the best trade setup comes in play. We had our previous trade on British Pound US Dollar, and this is gold trade also. We had, you need 2 to 3 trades in a day, and that should be enough. I think bearish to order block. So here our pool results, nearly to 50-50. Okay, now of this support, it's getting the rejection above here. So with a long wick candle here, that you can see the market is maintaining that long wick, showing up that the price action may break below of this long wick, and expecting that the price to break below in that direction here to create a new lower low. And okay, so you're looking for potential entry, big breakout. Now the market has done enough pullback. We could see that now to return back below, don't you think? And with this initial break here, and we can see the price slowly building that momentum again back up here in that area. This is the 1 hour candlestick pattern, and I'm preparing for a potential sell once the price reach the key level that we can look for sell. There is a potential for, like, the possibility for this drop back below. Do you think so? Fake out. Yeah, this is what happened, that the market more often does this, guys. This is a part of the market movement. It will create the fake out and it will create the regular breakout, and that's how the market does. But however, if you want to trade profitably, fake out is essential, because that's where the market gain momentum, the market get liquidity. And here's the very narrow area that you can see, smaller zone, and of that smaller area, in this area that you can see the market to eventually cross this high, and this is a neckline of this reversal. Okay, I'm looking for a possible entry. 1 minute bearish engulfer. Are you going to see 1 minute head and shoulder? No entry. Now this is where the market now creating a structure. If the price breaks off this level, we can look for sell, and I'm looking to see it has done enough false breakout above. And okay, still not entering, just looking to see that if there is any, is it worth entering if we see the market has done enough confirmation here. Okay, you can see it's showing an upside here in that area. Okay, now with this movement, if we look at here, that the price has shown a local uptrend here in that area, and It may break above. I'm still not entering, but if it get rejection of that resistance, we might see that coming back down here. It's just touching the 1 hour resistance here. And okay, here, because the market reached a very important key level, I'm looking for sell entry. All right, so for short term sell, little bigger stop loss, expecting it to initially drop down here. And the stop loss that I'm placing, regardless of stop loss, my risk will be very low here, guys. This is the key here. All right, risk is important. I'm putting a very smaller risk for this potential drop down here to this support level. So I'm on sell trade on gold. We'll be explaining later the strategy, also the education behind the trade. And so I'm looking to see that if you look at the 1 hour price action, this is the primary reason for the entry. You can see this is a falling market. The market reached on the 1 hour resistance. And of that 1 hour resistance, if you look at it, left significantly longer wick in that direction here. So we are looking to see the market to drop further down for a deeper pullback, and that's why we will be exiting the trade on this move back here, and might go a little deeper here, and that's why the stop loss a little longer for. This is a very long move from the 1 hour, and if it cross entirely back above, if you look at this is the 30 minutes candle. From the first 30 minutes, we saw that the market has created this massive long wick, and from the 15 minutes also we can see that a big long wick candle has created. Now, how about the data here with the unemployment claims? Okay, in 5 minutes coming up, right? It was delayed. Now in 12:30, now data coming, that might create a spike, and if the data bringing the market back below, will be exiting before or after. Okay, now it's on the very important key level, expecting this market to eventually come down further. Okay, getting that reaction back below, and before the data, looking for this market to continue down back here, and it's gonna be unusual move if it goes further. We are progressing towards the data coming in few minutes. Okay, we are progressing towards the data and expecting it to fill that back below. I'm on a sell trade. Let me know, guys, if you are on this sell trade here, and make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. This is the second trade that we are running in after the first one, and we have 1 more minutes for the data to come up, and I'm still holding on this move. They're expecting it to, with the data, to have a deeper rejection of this level, and okay, getting downside, and I'm ready to close anytime if needed. That's what happened. There's a upside bias, but we'll see that what the data has brought on the table, and as soon as it's coming down, we will be exiting of this trade. To downside. Okay, it's preparing for an exit. Okay, so it's running now. We are up 88 pip, and exit. I have sent the alert to the premium group for exiting the trade. Out with the trade. This is due to the news. You see there's significant volatility, but the market trend is showing up, in fact. Okay, so you're looking at here in this market to show up how the price action is doing, and Okay, we are out on that. And have you enjoyed the trade? Give a feedback. What's your update with this trade, guys? Let me know in the live chat. We're out. Looking for further entry. What happened with the data? 231k unemployment claims, which is more than forecast. How about that now? What kind of market structure you can see on DXY? All right, so DXY, it's on the daily support. And gold, what kind of market structure is forming? Trying to push that back to the upside with the unemployment claims here that has created a rejection of this key level. Now, depending on how the daily market structure is forming will determine on DXY trend. WTI, Euro and dollar yen also getting some reaction of this level. Nice trade. Welcome, welcome. For me, price is likely to go down to 4691. A double bottom, and that's what we can see. I'm enjoying two trades, guys. Bullish open, NY open. Yeah, let's see that. What is he selling? Can price go up and retest 4937, then come down to 4691? That is what I see. At the moment, with the data, we can see some bullish, but I think that's not gonna change gold trend. Okay, because usually this data for short-term spike, the long-term trend change come from the policy. So the gold is still showing bearish. Yeah, positive for gold, but I think it's just a spike. I think the trend is still bearish. Usually data there, this data that you can see, like unemployment claims, they are short-term spike. They create short-term spike. So if the data came out to be negative, because the individual data is not contributor of the change of trend. The individual data is a contributor to the policy change. So for example, if an economy constantly facing this kind of data, for example, or any kind of data continuously, and there is a pattern to it, then the policymakers take into consideration and they change some of their policy to improve the data. So those data in fact contributing to the policy change, but they may not be an overall factor for policy change, right? Because this is data now, it might change in the next quarter or next week abruptly, and that might contribute to the policy not to change, right? Like that. So because of that reason, data normally create a spike but not changing the overall trend. At the moment, if you look at gold here, what do you see? This is the daily market, and there is a daily. So far today's market had a drop, therefore this is a daily imbalance here. There's a gap open, and now so far the market trend here, the market left an imbalance in that direction, right? So it might create a few false breakout, but ultimately you could see the price to potentially retest that support level in that area here, right? And in the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying, make sure you like this stream and also join the Telegram. You can find link below for updated education, for regular trade update that I'm posting every single day. All right, now with this movement that you can see, the price left on the 1 hour long wick at the bottom. This is the current support level. And it might get further down back below here. Cross that high, it's getting a reaction back below here in that area. Now this is today's Thursday. Tomorrow the biggest day coming, and if you guys excited to trade NFP with me tomorrow in this live session, also there is a lot of surprise waiting from this live session. And okay, so the 5 minutes price action here, this is a bearish price action. We might see for the downside here, so looking to see, you guys look at that, we will be looking for further entry here. At the moment you can see downside. By the way, we are almost nearing to the end of the session, but it's not end yet, as tomorrow another big trading day coming with the upcoming NFP. And in this NFP, I would like to take some dedicated member from this NFP to the premium group. So if you are excited to join our community where you can learn and grow as a trader, this will be exclusive giveaway tomorrow in the live session. So join there. We'll have a lot of fun here trading together, and you can take your trading to the next level with that, because for those who really passionate about trading, that's where I'm there to trade with them, because I love trading, and also I like to see who really passionate about trading. So stay tuned till the end of tomorrow's live session during the time period that we started today to join the live trading session, trading NFP, the biggest trading event of the month. And I'll see you there again very soon, shortly after, in few hours, trading NFP. Until that, stay well, stay happy.